All right, welcome everyone to episode 1 of our Star Wars Force and Destiny campaign called Dark Legacy. This is an introductory scenario for new players to both Star Wars and the Force and Destiny system that just came out recently. And it's called Attack on Ilum. And I'm joined by 3 players. We have Alan, Dave, and Cecily. And Alan and Dave, they played their first game with me in Brigade Con just this weekend, and I believe this is Cecily's first time to play Star Wars. So they're new players, and this is actually my first time to GM as well. So hopefully viewers can be patient with all of us. Hopefully there's not too many train wrecks or botched rolls. Okay, maybe, guys, if you want to just introduce yourselves and just say something about your character. Let's start with Dave.
I'll be playing Zuntia. He's a human dark sentinel Xi'an expert. He's always dressed in the classic dark side black robes and hood. He's got a sort of a mask up to just under his eyes, and you can see some bandaging behind as well. Nobody else on the team's ever seen his face before. He walks with kind of poise and elegance, and he's obviously got the sort of posture of a very refined warrior.
Awesome. Nice one, Dave. And how about Alan next?
Hi, I'm going to be playing this guy.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's me. I'm Shorish. I'm a Wookiee, an albino Wookiee actually. And yeah, because of my rather light hair color, I was outcast at an early age and forced to, fight in the pits to try and survive. As such, he's got kind of trust and anger issues, to say the least. That's me.
Excellent. And Cecily.
Hi, I'm Cecily. I will be playing Cyrix, the Dark Seeker. She actually was a slave for most of her life, so she's covered in her slave markings, her tattoos, which that is my dog's.
And she has a pet dog?
She did gain her force powers while she was a slave, and she used them to kill her owner to escape, in which she binded him and held him down as she carved the names of all the slaves into his flesh, and then left him for the other owners to find. She decided to try to be good after that, to try to save other slaves, but the Jedis are really into balance, as we know, and she doesn't believe in balance. She believes in basically killing anyone who wrongs her. So she has left it now.
Wow, badass. Awesome. Love it. Okay, thanks guys. So I'll do just some narrative for you guys to set the scene and give people a sense of sort of the timing of when these events are occurring. So just bear with me for a sec while I do this. So it is the year 5 ABY. It is 1 year after the Battle of Endor that marked the end of the Galactic Empire and the Civil War. After the deaths of Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader, the Imperial remnants have retreated to the Outer Rim. The New Republic has been formed, and Jedi Master Luke Skywalker has been working tirelessly to restore the Jedi Order. He's been gathering Force users from across the galaxy and training them at his new Jedi Academy on Yavin 4. In honor of the old ways, when a Jedi apprentice has reached the final stage of his training, he must journey to the crystal caves of Ilum and construct his own lightsaber. However, there is another agency at work in the galaxy, seeking to gather Force users as well. The Jedi are few, and they are weak. The New Republic is spread too thin. They have left gaps in their defenses. Our story begins with those who are not Jedi, but were each trained as one. They are not Sith, but they are just as dangerous. They have a dark master, but they do not want an empire. They are here on Ilum to spark the beginning of something far, far worse. Episode 1 begins on the sacred ground of countless generations of young Padawans who went on to become legends. Ilum is a mountainous planet and one of the Jedi's most distant outposts. Nestled between snow-covered ice shelves rests a massive structure that has been used by the Jedi for generations. It serves as the entrance to their sacred temple and onward to the mysterious caves below. These caves produce some of the most rare and powerful lightsaber crystals in the galaxy. Although not as extreme as Hoth, the cold will surely kill a man stranded out in one of its frequent ice storms just as quickly. As our camera pans down from the darkened, starlit sky, with the twin moons heavy and low on the jagged horizon, we see a handful of scattered buildings across the eastern ice shelf. A distance away from the main building sits a jagged cliff overlooking the entire facility. Atop this cliff, we see a small group of figures crouched against the freezing wind, wearing camouflage cloaks that mirror the snow swirling around them. Having arrived on the planet unarmed and undercover as workers, you soon disappeared from all official records. You've been operating out of a hidden cavern since then, biding your time by performing extensive recon on the movements and routines of the operation below and feeding coded messages to your leaders. Zuntir is holding an encrypted communicator in his hand. A holographic image appears of a woman cloaked in layers of darkness. Nothing can be seen of her surroundings, and her face is hidden. She begins to speak in a cold and confident, almost hypnotic voice. You have done well in making it to the planet undetected. The information you sent us has proved quite useful. You were each chosen for this mission by the Council for your unique set of skills. It is now time to put those skills to the test. Infiltrate the crystal caves of Ilum and bring us the most powerful lightsaber crystals from inside the sacred vault. You will have a small window of opportunity while the New Republic soldiers are distracted with a diversion that was arranged for you. Their resources will be limited. Strike like savage beasts in the night. When you have the crystals, destroy the mines and the Jedi Temple. Leave no witnesses. Send a clear message to the other Jedi in the galaxy. They still have reason to fear the dark side. Our agent inside the mines has secretly reopened one of the abandoned tunnels. He has also prepared a package for you nearby your location. Use that passage to make your way to the western ice shelf once you have the crystals. Nemesis, one of our enforcer droids, will be waiting in a ship at the extraction point marked on your map. He will make sure that you get off the planet safely, and he will also make sure that the cargo reaches us swiftly and without any accidents. You will have 3 standard hours to complete this task. A fierce storm of dark side energy has been summoned to mask your escape and to delay any response from the base. Go now, and do not fail us. The hologram disappears, and a beacon activates on a locator held by Zuntir. It shows the coordinates to a rocky outcropping a short distance away from your current position. Buried in the snow and ice, you find a small crate containing a set of thermal detonators with matching timers. And you also find a set of armored clothing and black hilted lightsabers. Just then, a series of explosions erupt in the distance, incinerating the far-off research facility in a ball of flame. It is time. Okay, so I'll hand it over to you guys if there's anything you want to do or say at this point before we go further.
Yeah, and Zuntir looks at Shorish and says, "That's right. We should check on the crate and get the equipment ready." So we've got some lightsabers in there, black-handled lightsabers, thermal detonators. You say there's some armor in there as well.
Yeah, armored clothing.
For each of us?
Yep, a set for each of you, and a black-hilted lightsaber for each of you. And there's one double-hilted lightsaber.
Ah, cool. This is already built into our character sheet, so yeah.
Yeah, it's already been added to your character sheet.
We don't get an extra +1.
You don't get extra armor clothing and extra lightsabers.
Double armor.
And you already had the thermal clothing already, otherwise you couldn't have survived this long outside.
Cool. So just sort of from where our vantage point at the moment, we scan the horizon. Can we hear any sort of action or response to the blast?
Yeah, you can hear far off in the distance. You can hear some alarms going off from the New Republic base, which is in between the Jedi Temple and mine complex where you are in front of, and the research facility, which is further off to the north from your position. So this is obviously the diversion that was arranged for you.
Okay, Dev, is there a lightsaber on the floor with that spiked handle?
Yes, there
Okay,
is
well,
a spiked-handled lightsaber, a double lightsaber, and a perfectly balanced dueling saber.
Okay, well, I'll pick up the one with the knuckles on it and kind of me a utility belt and just like, you know, kick the armor aside.
Nice. So if you guys put on the clothing and arm yourselves, you are, just to recap, you're standing at the top of a cliff. So you can
How
see
far
the
down?
research. It's far enough that you will have to either rappel down. There's a set of climbing gear as well, and you can rappel down, or you can climb down. So if you feel that your character is better at athletics, for example, you can climb down. If you feel that your character is better at coordination, you can use the rope. And when you come down, if you come down from the cliff, then you'll be in the outside of the mines. You won't be near any guards. You'll just be at the bottom of the cliff itself, and you'll still have to approach.
Cool.
Okay,
Yeah, Zuntu is just going to climb down.
Okay.
Yeah,
Seriously?
I'll walk to the edge and lower myself over.
Okay. So as you heard, there was a storm that's been summoned to cover your escape and to slow down any activity from the New Republic base. So you can already see like this storm is approaching. You can see the heavy clouds, storm clouds, and the wind's picking up, snow's blowing. So as you go down, it'll be a standard difficulty, but there'll be a setback for the wind and the snow as you're going down. So if you're climbing, give me an athletics check with 2 purple and 1 black. And if you're using the rope, give me a coordination check with 2 purple and 1 black.
Remember to take off your white as well.
If
Yeah,
we have
and
points
remove
in
the white die. What's that?
Yeah.
If we have points in coordination, like I have a rank in it, what would I add to that?
Yep. Let me just grab the character quick here. So in your case, you will be better at coordination for sure.
So I was reading, it said you have to balance it by which one's bigger of 2 of something you're using.
So I'm calling up your character sheet quick here. Okay, so for you it's going to be 1 yellow and 3 greens
Okay.
for coordination.
Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah, she's pretty quick and agile.
I am not very smart though.
So that'll be 1 yellow, 3 greens for you with the 2 purples and 1 black.
Okay.
Okay, so let's start with Cecily first. So you got 3 successes, 2 advantages, a triumph, and we don't need to track that force point.
You didn't roll the purple, did you?
Oh, yeah, I was wondering. That's a pretty high roll. Okay. So can you roll yours against
I always
And then
do
you
that as
take
well.
off the dice roller there, sorry. I didn't do the
Yeah.
white one on purpose.
Yeah, so do the same thing you did, but add the 2 purple and 1 black, and take away the white.
Okay. Shall I do the same thing? Because I also re-rolled the force dice.
Yeah, nice try.
I did. You can see it. I rolled the right one by accident. I think a full re-roll. It was a void roll.
All right, go for it. This is just our first chapter 3 roll.
I know, mate. I don't want to break my leg climbing down the mountain.
We're gonna coddle the Wookiee. Where's
there
that?
we go.
Where's that armor
Makes
for
a bit
pussies
better.
attitude? Come on. Okay. All right. So Dave, you got what?
Two hits and a threat. Well, Cecily, you got a triumph on your second roll as well.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice. So we're gonna say you made it down. No problem, Dave. Were you climbing or using the rope?
I was climbing.
Okay. So you're climbing down, and the threat we're just gonna say you take 1 strain from the stress of trying to hang on. The wind's buffering you, slamming you against the rocks.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And Cecily's second roll, you got 3 successes, 1 threat, and a triumph.
Yep.
Okay, so you also made it down, no problem. And for the threat, we'll say the same thing, that you take a strain from the stress. And you got a triumph. So this is a narrative plot twist that you can introduce that's for you guys, something positive for you guys. So what do you think you can gain from coming down the cliff? Maybe something you saw, something you can do?
Alright, so based on where we are, I'm looking at the map. So if we get down to here, what would be our triumph? 1 triumph that's worth it. Sorry, my dog keeps trying to eat my popcorn. So.
That's okay. It's okay if you can't think of anything.
What would be too much there? So, could we see another little tunnel that wasn't on there before that would maybe take us to a different part of the gate instead of us walking straight across?
Yeah, what we can say is that as you're climbing down, you can see, because of the way the snow drifts have been moving around and everything, that different from what you saw before. As you come down, you can see better below. You can see a very concealed way that you guys can approach. That'll give you an advantage.
Yeah.
Approaching the gate.
Okay. The south gate.
You can find a way to navigate through ice crags and snow drifts.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So as you guys reach the bottom, you can use the path that Cecily has found, and you can approach the south gate. You're pretty much cut off from the east gate at this point. So south gate is the only way you can get in. Do you guys want to go forward or do anything else?
Have we got to go through the gate to get into the temple and everything? Yeah. There's
The
no.
wall's too high,
Yeah,
is
there's
it?
kind of an interior courtyard, and there's these 2 gates. There's the east gate and the south gate. And
There's no.
What about that laser turret? Which way is that facing?
Which one?
Isn't it facing us?
There's a laser turret.
That's just outside of the east gate, and there's some ridge between you and there.
Okay, so I'm looking at the laser turret, the south gate, and there's what looks like a little courtyard there with a wall. Is it possible to scale that wall if we take the rope that climbing gear we were given, and just avoid the guards on the south gate completely?
Yeah, I see.
Yeah, if you had something to really anchor the rope with, so you'd have to take the rest of your climbing gear, I guess you could do that, sure. So you guys approach there.
How good's their comprehension of Wookiee? Like these 2 guys?
We're going to say, just for the sake of ease, we're going to say you have a communicator.
Okay, cool.
Just like a kind of collar, and it just like translates.
A collar on me, like some sort of dog.
Well, whatever. It could be like something you're holding, something that's attached to your utility belt. It's just a device that you have that translates for you.
Which basically
Or you could just do that for 3 hours.
Well, it just translates to, I'm running it by them that should we try and avoid conflict and just go for a stealth mission, or should we just barrel through the south gate? I reckon stealth is, until we get busted, would be the way forward. So, how about collecting our climbing gear and trying to take the wall behind the south gate?
And in character, it sounds like.
Can you set them, or can they move once they're set? Like, can we set it and then throw it?
I imagine it's like grappling hooks and stuff, isn't it? kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, the
you can fashion. Yeah, you can use the climbing gear to fashion another kind of rope and grappling hook scenario and climb the wall. Again, you'll have to do the same kind of thing. This time, if you're using the rope specifically, you'll all have to do the coordination check with the
Okay,
same
well,
modifiers.
what's the wall look like? What kind of wall is it? Is it smooth? Has it got crags that you can like finger holds and?
Yeah, it's fairly smooth because everything's been iced over so many
Mm.
times because there's frequent storms all the time on Ilum, so just everything's
how high
encased
is
in
it?
ice or snow or frost.
Yeah, I get that. How high is it?
Yeah. It's not as high as the cliff you just came down, but if you did fall, you would take some damage if you fell. But it's not high enough that you can't get a rope over it
Okay.
if you try. If you had some kind of grapple attached to it.
But for the explosives, those are set explosives, right? Where you almost like a little mine where you just go and set it and it has to go. Okay.
Yeah, so it's going to be something that will just basically be adhesive to something, and then you set the remote detonator, and then you guys can blow it at any time you want, and it'll blow all of them. It'll be like a linked to a common hub device. Yeah, so they have the detonator with the remote device attached to it.
Okay. Okay.
And you have a set of those, not just like one.
Okay.
So yeah, we've decided to scale the wall. Yeah.
Yep.
So I guess we assemble the grappling hook and the rope, and Zintu will pass it off to Shoresh to throw up onto the wall.
Just before we do, going back to those explosions, so basically it's like a remote detonator. We could like plant an explosive, and then when we decide to, we could detonate it from a distance. Yeah.
Yeah, the idea is the detonators are for you to destroy the interior. So your orders were to destroy the temple and destroy the mines after you take the crystals. Okay. So the ideal scenario is to go in, locate the crystals, and take them. And then as you're going, you can place detonators wherever you're going. And then once you leave, you can blow the whole structure.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah,
or you can use them for something else. It's up to you.
Well, I was thinking of no, I was thinking of putting one down as a distraction. So
That's what I was thinking.
But if we detonate one, then the whole place is going to be on like high alert. So it's probably not a good idea. We should just go stealth. Yes, thank you, Devin, for your explanation. That was like,
no problem.
Make my mind. All right. Okay. So I'll try and get that rope over the ledge.
Yeah. So you guys approach the wall, no problem. Yeah, you guys approach the wall, no problem. Like following Cecily's path, and then as you throw it over, there won't be any hard check for that. But to climb up though, you guys will have to do the roll for that to scale the wall.
Sure, it's not athletics, man.
Coordination, my friend.
No, I don't know.
Two purple and
gym
one
class.
Are you gonna fall?
Gym class, you have to climb the rope in gym class.
Okay, go for it. Give me an athletics or coordination, wherever you feel like.
Flagged. Okay, so you don't
So
want to...
it's going to be still 2 purple and 1 black, though, whichever one you roll.
Fair enough. Oof.
Okay. So, Cecily and Dave, you also rolled already?
Yep.
Okay. Okay, so we have... Zuntir.
Oh, did we have the black dice on that as well still?
Yeah, there should be. There should be a setback because the storm's still approaching, the wind's still blowing.
I thought we
So
were
Zuntir, maybe
sheltered.
re-roll yours. We'll go with Cecily first.
I thought we were sheltered there, so I was just like, yeah, it'll be okay. Ooh, okay, that worked quite well.
There you go. That's better. Okay, so Cyrix.
Alright, it looks like I have 3 success, 3 advantage, 3 threats, and a failure.
Really? No, just the results. You can see the results are there.
Oh, okay.
Just
down here.
2 successes.
Oh, yeah. 2 successes.
Yeah, so you made it up the wall. You scaled the wall, no problem.
Yeah, it's like successes and failures cancel each other out, and advantages and threats cancel each other out. So it's only what's kind of left over after all that.
What
Which,
happens if my black dice has nothing on it? It just blank.
that's just good.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's possible. Yeah, it's possible to roll all blank, like have a null result. Just unfortunately, it doesn't count as a success though. It's kind of like yeah, it still defaults to a basic failure, but without extraneous penalties attached to it.
Yeah, it's just complete indecisiveness. You're just standing there going like,
Yeah, just you didn't do it, but there is no like catastrophic consequences either. So yeah, normally in the game you'd be rolling physical dice and people would be calculating these results, canceling things with each other. But this roller app just does it for you, just does the results themselves. So it's really helpful for new people to the game. Okay, so you made it over, and then we had Zuntir. Did you make it over?
yeah, Zuntir's kind of. He stepped up. The Wookiee was kind of scrabbling up there, knocking some stuff down, but managed to regain his composure and pull himself up and over.
Awesome. Okay, and then how about Shorish?
Dave just narrated mine for me. Yeah, it was a bit clumsy, but I got over there all right by the look of it. Knocked a few chips out the wall, trying to scramble up, but yeah.
As Zuntir pulls himself up to the top, he'd like to just make a perception check and sort of scan the surroundings.
Okay, go for it.
What would that be against?
Just standard difficulty. Actually, I'm going to increase that to 3 because it snow's blowing and it's hard to actually see far. If you're trying to see in the distance, or are you trying to see nearby you? Where are you trying to look?
Actually, I guess I just want to see sort of nearby, really.
Okay, then that's standard, yeah. Nearby is fine.
I'm kind of more worried that if anyone can see us as well. So I'm looking out for guards or any kind of active cameras or lights. I just got a threat on that.
Okay, so here's what we're going to say. When Shorish went over the wall, he generated 3 threats. And he also mentioned that it was a bit clumsy, and we're going to say he made some noise. Some rocks fell, clanged down. Something that was distinctly not the natural sounds of the planet that people are used to hearing. So when you did your perception check, the threat you saw is the gate door is opening, and the 2 guards that were below the south gate have come in to the interior courtyard.
Great.
So they are at about medium range from you right now. However, they've just walked in, and they're not necessarily expecting to see 3 badass, dark Jedi guys standing right there at the bottom of the wall. So you guys do have the element of surprise still, if you want to rush them or do something else. You still have one free action to do what you want.
Zuntir would like to try and use a force power to make an illusion.
Okay.
How does that work, Jens? Is that rolling 1 white?
Yeah, you'll roll your white die to see what you can do. So ideally you want to get a dark side here. Yay. Nice, perfect.
So sort of from our knowledge of the planet and the time there, whatever kind of, I want a sort of like a medium-sized creature.
Okay.
And I don't know, sort of whatever sort of equivalent of like, I don't know, a fox or a badger or some of.
Okay, so how it works for your power is you have the control upgrade, so you're going to alter the appearance of something. So you need to choose something that you see around you, and then alter the appearance of that to look like the fox or whatever you want.
So yeah, Zuntir will just be looking down at the sort of, just along the edge of the wall, and he spies some old sort of utility crates and small boxes down at the bottom. So just for a moment, he wants to do like a little ripple effect of like some shadow moving over that one, and then a brief glimpse of the shape of the local. What kind of creature would we have there?
There's not a lot of habitable life on the planet, but there are some predators. So you could say, for example, there's a kind of cat, a tusk cat, that could be there, kind of like a snow cat with like little tusks that come out at the bottom. You could make a small version of that that's smaller than the size of an adult man. So it has to be less than silhouette 1, so it has to be silhouette 0.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I'll sort of, I'll go for the size of a sort of a small man, I guess. Small man-sized tusk cat. And yeah, just for a brief moment, but then I want it to sort of like, if there's snow blowing around, my lighting's not good. I want it to be there just sort of long enough as they're looking around and they can notice it, but then sort of as soon as I see them catching their attention, I'd like it to sort of like fade away into the ghost, into the snow.
Okay.
Like a ghost.
So that's your action. So you can still maneuver, like if you want to move or you want to, what about yourself? What are you gonna do? Because you're also still standing there. You want to hide or something like that?
Looking where we are which point did we cross at? Sort of up near the higher bit or nearer the south gate?
Yeah. So you're at the base of the wall that you just scaled. Like you just went over the wall and you came down. So straight across from where you're looking would be the 2 entrance doors, the large doors and the personnel entrance. And then to your left is the south gate where those guards came through.
Yeah, but if you can see the knock in the wall there, like on the map, there's like the wall and then it's like a little recessed alcove. So I think what Nick was saying, did we climb over in the middle of the wall or near it, closer to the junction, the T thing?
Yeah, I mean, I'd assume we'd have climbed over in that cornery bit, yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you guys didn't specify it, so you can just tell me now where you climbed over.
Yeah, well, we could sort of take a natural cover, couldn't we, in that little alcove?
Sure, and I mean, like, there's like snow drifts all over the place. Like there's constant blizzards all the time. They're not going to come through here with snow blowers in their courtyard, basically. So there's lots of snow drifts and rocks, and it's a very rugged planet. So there's lots of places you can hide if you want to just duck somewhere.
How many times can you use a force power, like, in a day? Does it have to reset in any way? I didn't quite understand that.
No, you can use it as many times as you want, but there's some limitations on depending on what the power is and who the target is, that kind of thing. Like, for example, if you're trying to manipulate a person, you can only try to manipulate them a certain way one time. Like, you can't just keep trying to like mess with their heads the same way again and again until you get it right. So there's like those kinds of limitations, but just to use your powers in general, as long as you can roll the points you need to spend on those powers, and you have enough destiny points to convert light to dark, then.
And right now we only have our basic power, correct?
Dave has 1 upgrade on his character, and you are at the base level, and Alan's at the base level too.
Okay.
Yeah. But later you guys can upgrade with XP and stuff like that. Upgrade your powers, customize everything.
Yeah. Cool. So yeah, like from where we are, we've sort of dropped down. I'd like to sort of move to cover, but also close the distance a bit between myself and the 2 guards.
Okay, so you want to move into cover but closer to them?
Yeah, so like if instead there's some like sort of crates or something nearby where the guards were, I'd have put the cat sort of nearer on the near side to the guards, but I'd like to sort of move my way in behind those crates.
Sure. Yeah. So you're hidden. It's not hard to do with the storm approaching. There's lots of cover. And what about the other 2? Shorish and Sirix? What do you guys want to do?
How far makes the difference between medium range and short range?
How far? Medium range is basically shouting distance.
Okay.
Yeah. So, like you'd have to, if you want to rush them, you can move 1 range band per turn. So basically it'll take you 1 turn to get to short range, and then the next turn after that you can engage them because you're a melee fighter, so you need to engage them.
Right.
So 2 turns basically, but if you can rush them, you can spend an action to do 2 maneuvers though. It's kind of like a double move in D&D. You can do the same kind of thing in Star Wars. So you could go 2 range bands in 1 turn if you don't take any actions.
I'm wondering, Okay, so on the rockiness behind us, we're hiding, and we are in this corner area. So they're walking around from the outside, correct?
Yeah, they're coming in through the gate.
Oh, they're coming inside the gate, inside the south gate.
Yeah, they were outside before, and they're coming inside.
Okay.
They're not super alerted right now. They heard some strange sound and they're just checking out what's going on. And then they've seen a fox or like a snowcat basically.
And then the turret behind us is closer, so we probably don't want to make too much noise for that. Okay.
Yep. So
I'll hold right now.
Stay where you are?
Well, I'm going to sneak a little closer to the turret. I'm just going to motion over that way.
Okay, you're going to go that way?
Okay, yeah, we're sort of down by the south gate at the moment.
I thought we were at the corner rocky thing here. Let me see.
You're basically in
corner where the two walls meet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, see, there's a big kind of thick wall which supports the gate, and there's like a little sort of nook, behind that, I guess.
Mm.
So we landed in between there, and I've advanced slightly sort of more forwards, maybe halfway along that sort of the thick wall of the gate.
Okay, hold on.
So he's moved to short range now, basically, and you're still at medium range from these guys. And there's big rocky crags and stuff between you and the turret. You'd have to go all the way around to the east gate and go through the east gate if you want to go to the turret.
Like this?
Yeah. Okay. You have to go basically the opposite direction.
Okay, so we're here. Can you
No,
see
down.
Yeah?
Down.
The lower corner. You're in the lower corner.
Oh, I thought we were right here. Okay, just kidding then. That's why I was confused. Alright, how do I turn off my screen share now? I don't want it anymore. Okay.
No.
Yeah, good. That's not me either. Okay. Now it makes way more sense. Okay.
Yeah.
Much clearer now. Oh, okay. Well, then I wanna move closer to these guys along the wall.
Sure. Yeah. So you can do that pretty easily.
So I can move into short range.
They're not really alert. They're checking. They've seen the snowcat. So you can approach. Do you want to double move or single move?
I just want to be within short range right now. In case they don't attack, I don't want to do anything yet.
Okay. And Sharish, how about you?
Same. I just want to get into cover, but move towards them so if it does go off, I can pretty much be like in and amongst them before they know what's hit them.
Yep.
So I want to move towards them, but yeah, I'm not, charging them. I'm trying to stay hidden, but if need be, I'll be there or thereabouts to start swinging.
Yep. Okay. So at this point, they've walked in, they've looked around, they see the snowcat, and they just like talking to each other, and one of them just shrugs, and he goes to turn around like he's gonna go back out, and then it's back to you guys. Do you want to let them go out or not let them go out?
Yeah, I want to kill them.
You don't have to. I'm just saying like that's the timing of what's going on. You guys can wait. If you wait one more round, they'll go out, basically.
Okay then. All right. So you see Zuntir sort of tense up. He's
anyway.
You see him. You see him sort of like reaching for his saber and looking sort of like just kind of tensing up, and he's just like.
What would a dark Jedi do? Okay, so Zintir's tensing up. How about you guys?
Well, I'm just gonna like put my hand on his and just kind of stay his arm if you see him reaching for his lightsaber, and just give him a nod, shake of the head, to saying, "Not now."
And Zuntir will look at
strong, muscled arm kind of grabs yours.
Yeah, Zuntir will look at your hand on his arm and just kind of like look at you with daggers in his eyes.
Sirix rolls her eyes.
The lightsaber measuring contest.
Cecily's his biggest.
I'll just hold mine up.
Yeah. Fair enough. I'll shrug it, Dave. Well. No, yeah, I'll just kind of stay his arm and just kind of a quick shake of the head. I'm not like kind of like, you know, trying to like put pressure on his arm or hurt him in any way. I'm just kind of trying to let him know to stay his hand.
Yep, just giving him a signal. So, Zintir, do you accept that? Do you have a response to that?
Zintir is still looking at him. He just says, "Remove the hand."
He says, "Remove the hand." Well done. You know, idea the well fucking stealth, have you? All right, cool. So Dave pipes up.
But I
Do
say
they
quietly,
hear him?
obviously.
So,
And then he just says, "Remove the hand," and then as you let go, he'll also remove.
As I let go, is that what I'm going to do? Is I'm going to let go?
Oh, is that okay? Sorry. I thought you'd spoken.
Yeah, I was just like, oh, okay. No, well, I'll slowly remove my hand, but you know, it's kind of like a look in my eyes as if to say, now's not the time. I don't know what that is in Wookiee, but
probably a growl.
yeah, I'm trying to like not say anything.
Yeah, you say it quietly, and it just sounds like a purr.
Oh.
This ain't a pussy you want to be messing with, I tell you that much.
Okay. So
I was heard that.
after the little pissing contest, Zoontir releases the lightsaber as well, and watches the guards as they walk back to their posts.
Yeah, so they'll go back out the gate, and the gate closes. So, when
Right
you guys... Go ahead.
Yeah, kind of like look around. So how far can we see across it? Can we see the Jedi statue in the corner? Is that like
Yeah, you can make it out.
visible?
I mean, the wind's blowing, snow's blowing. Nothing's super clear, but you can make out something like that. No problem.
Okay, is there any sign of any of the guards?
No, not that you can see.
All right.
Cool. So I guess we'd carry on over to the personnel entrance. Just as we approach, I would do a perception check for any signs of sort of movement. There's obviously been a blast and a diversion. So does it seem as if people have been moving across to the other eastern gate and kind of exit out to the refinery?
That's what you want to do? You want to go out the eastern gate?
No, I want to see if it looks like people have been moving out that way. Is there vehicle tracks and all that kind of stuff?
So do your perception with 2 purple and again one black for the snow, the blowing snow.
But wouldn't the snow help as well for this one, to see in tracks and prints of stuff?
Well, if you're just looking at the ground in front of you,
blowing the tracks.
Yeah, like it depends where you're trying to look. If you're just looking like immediately around you, or you're trying to like look off throughout the entire courtyard in the distance.
Okay, yeah, I guess I'm looking into the courtyard as well. Go on then.
Yeah.
2 successes, 2 threats.
Okay, so you can successfully perceive that there are no guards in the interior, but there is 2 threat, and I'm going to say that I'm going to hold those threat for later. Okay?
Yay.
So I'm not going to say like anything in particular right now what it represents.
Okay.
So are you guys going to just walk across to the door? Or are you going to be sneaky or?
No, we're just going to
Yeah, I'll try and move as stealthily as possible across there.
Okay.
quickly but stealthily.
So I'll tell you what, for the 2 threats, what I'll do is I'll make it easier. I'll say what you can see is that the turret is moving around.
Hang on a sec. I'd like to, the ship. Okay, the turret's moving around. What kind of like how would you say that?
Yeah, like it's just rotating around and
like 360 rotation.
yeah, and it's not like aiming at anything in particular. It's more like they're just scanning around, checking for danger, that kind of thing, seeing if they're under attack or.
Okay,
So basically, they're alerted. You can see that the turret has been alerted by the explosions in the distance.
Okay.
So that's what the threat is on Zintir's perception roll.
Cool.
The shipping doors, are they closed?
Yeah. Shipping doors are closed and the personnel entrance is closed.
Okay. Well, I want to kind of walk. I want to make my way over to the personnel entrance and then cut straight across the shipping doors. I want to plant one of those timed explosives on the Jedi statue, just as a little fuck you to Mr. Skywalker.
Okay.
So when everything
So you're just
blows,
gonna walk across there?
Well, I'm obviously going to hug the wall. I'm not going to just like, and I'm white as well.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Camouflaged. But no, I want to, as like my little kind of calling card to Mr. Skywalker, I want to blow up that statue.
Okay. So are you guys gonna go with him across the courtyard to the statue? Take a stroll.
I want to go check out that personnel entrance, see how we open that door.
Yeah, like I'd like to get over to the personnel entrance first as well to check that out. Can I do a stealth check to try and sneak over there?
Sure. Yeah. So that's the. I'm gonna say that's easy difficulty because you're just avoiding the turret basically.
Cool.
There's
So
nobody
that's
else
just
that can see you.
one purple.
Yeah. There's nobody else that can see you.
I'm assuming we should both do that, just one purple?
Yeah. If you're both going together, yeah.
Oh, okay.
So just your stealth roll and then one purple.
Cool. I just got an advantage on that one.
How do you do a stealth roll if you don't have a point in it? Like, I don't have a career point, so how does that work?
You
must have something in stealth there.
Yeah, you'll have a basic rating. So yours is pretty awesome actually. You're 4 green
4?
by default.
Mine's 3 by default?
4 green.
Oh, okay, 4 green. That's what I thought. I was like, what do I do? Okay.
Yeah, I've got an advantage as well, so I'd like to just use that one to give Cecily a... Oh, she's already rolled anyway. Okay.
Sorry. I did not mean to do that.
That's all right. So
Good. Nice.
yeah, that's a great roll. So Cyrix definitely was hidden. No matter, even if someone was looking, nobody would have saw her. And you both got advantages. So let's look at Zuntir first. You were not hidden, but there's an advantage. So there was no failure either. So how could the advantage still help you to not be detected?
So I'll say that.
Shall I roll? Shall I roll my stealth as well? Mine's really
Are you stealthing? I thought you were just
actually,
walking.
I'm following them. I'm not going to go. The Jedi statue's probably not a great idea. So if these guys are heading to the personnel entrance, I will be accompanying them, and
Okay.
I will be doing it as stealthily as I can. I'm not going to be like sprinting, am I? So if you want a stealth roll,
Sure,
I'll
go
give you
for
one.
it.
But if you don't, then that's cool.
I mean, you can stealth to the statue still if you want.
Nah, I'd rather not. I've just noticed my stealth rating. I'm not that stealthy.
So you're angry, but you're lazy.
He's big.
Yeah, I'm just thinking, well, I could jeopardize. What's the point of jeopardizing the mission for one little act of sabotage? You know, my own little. It's not really worth it, is it?
I'm sure Luke's going to be pretty pissed off when the whole facility blows up, including the mines and the sacred temple.
I'll take solace in that.
Actually, is your way of saying, like, I know you see this.
Yeah, you can just leave the statue and say, like, wasn't even worth it for us. We left you just the statue. We destroyed everything else.
Oh,
Yeah,
bollocks.
this is
I'm
on
going to
the
the
left of your
statue.
base.
No, leave these two to it. I'm going for the statue. I want to do it. I want to do it.
Go for it.
Right.
like,
Well,
no,
no, let
Stella.
these guys do their thing first.
Well,
Actually,
they
no, I'll roll mine because I might need Dave's
because
advantage.
they already did their rolls for their turn. So this is your
Okay,
turn.
so do you still want the black dice as well?
No, you're stealthing, so you're stealth plus a purple, just one purple.
Okay.
Because you're just avoiding the turret, like I said for these guys too.
Nada.
A wash. So basically, you were not hidden, but nothing. They didn't see you either. So it's just a null.
Mm.
Okay, so like, for example, somebody could help you. Cyrix has a lot of advantages, and Zuntir has an advantage that he can narrate that would help all three of you.
My advantage, I was just going to use it sort of as I was sort of going along behind him. I'm just using a very gentle force push just to kind of blur out any footprints or sort of definite outlines of our trail behind us. So, but when the guards come back in, it doesn't look particularly obvious we've been through.
Do you have a force push?
Well, no, but like all Jedi can manipulate the
He's
force.
using the force sweep
Can't.
technique to kind of dust across the snow where we've been walking.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
well,
Basically.
there's not much you have to worry about there because there's a lot of wind and snow blowing around anyway. So your tracks will be gone pretty soon.
Mhm.
But we could just say something simple like you watch the rotation of the turret and you time it so that you guys can go across when he's facing the other way. It can just be something simple like that. And that's why it's okay that you guys weren't hidden. Okay, so
Or
you're
right near the turret, so he couldn't see us anyway.
okay. So we're back to Zuntir and Cyrix. You're at the door, and there's a panel next to the door. The door doesn't open by itself. There's a panel there, and it requires a code. And you don't know what the code is, but if either of you are good at either computers or mechanics, you can either try to slice into it or manually wire it to open.
I guess Zuntir will suggest that he'll try using computers on it.
Cool.
If anyone else wants to step in with mechanics, but
Plus, one of
I
my
guess
advantages
Cyrix is not good at mechanics.
yeah. So Zuntir will sort of put up his own little sort of control PDA kind of thing and start trying to run some code and see if he can get into it.
Okay, this is a pretty important facility for these guys, so I'm going to say this is a three purple for this one.
Okay.
Can I use this force point on this?
Sure, you
That
can. Would you like to?
Yeah, I've washed out on that one anyway.
Okay, so your first attempt, you couldn't crack the code via like computer-wise. So, but you didn't. There was no consequences either. So technically, you can try again if you want to try to wire it this time. If you want to try and do it mechanically,
Okay.
because there was no alarm, nobody was alerted, nothing bad happened. Just you couldn't crack the code.
Cool. So 3. I'm gonna actually spend a destiny point to boost my mechanics up on this one.
Okay, so you change one of your greens to a yellow.
Yep. And okay, so that's a pass with 1 threat, 2 threats.
Okay, so you did manually wire the door, and the door opens. And we're going to say the threat is there's a beeping sound that's coming from the console. So as you wire it, it does open, but there's like this red light flashing on the console now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
From a knowledge check, or I guess mechanics check again.
Yep.
We got a computers check to sort of determine what the flashing red light means.
Well, basically, you know, it's related to security. So it's triggered that somebody has tampered with it. There's a signal. There's a signal now that's flashing that says somebody's tampered with the panel. So back to Shorish. You're at the statue now.
Cool. Just take one of the timed explosives and like plant it at the base of the statue.
Okay, perfect.
Okay.
So I'm not going to make you roll anything for that. It's not really hard. You just stick it. It's already got the detonator attached to it. So you just basically activate it at that point.
Cool. And then I'll start making my way past it. Well, I'll walk towards the shipping doors, but kind of stop next to them and kind of just like give a little listening, like a perception roll perhaps. Make sure there's no one about to, you know, well, I can't hear anything immediately, and then I'll make my way down past the outcrop to the personal entrance. That's my action.
If the personal entry light is showing, are any of us smart enough to know that's probably not good?
Yeah,
The
I
red
mean,
light.
you can figure out any flashing red light. It's probably not good if you're trying to break into somewhere.
Can we leave that door as another decoy and run to the shipping doors?
What you could do is basically, you know, Zuntir is pretty good at mechanics. And since he did figure out how to wire it, and he was successful in wiring it, I'll say that he can try again as a way to disable that that security mechanism. You can try again with another mechanics check to disable that. So if somebody saw it in the intervening time, that's one thing. But if nobody's seen it yet, then you can deactivate it.
Can I instead go in as a computer thing? I'm gonna hack the warning message
Sure.
up.
Yep. Yep, go for it.
Okay. So what's
Use
that
the
again?
force, Dave.
Yeah, so we're gonna do a two purple and a black, because you did fail already one time to crack it via computers. But you have wired it.
All right.
Good job, buddy.
So I've got a success and 2 more threats on that.
Okay, so you did access it through your datapad, basically. And what are you trying to do? Are you trying to just turn off the message?
I was
Change the
going to
message, or what do you want to do?
I was going to sort of just try and do it, sort of do like error, change it to like error 732. Please reset.
Okay.
You know, please reset the system, sort of thing. So it kind of just looks more like it's it's a software error as opposed to a actual safety trip kind of thing.
Okay, sure. So you can do that. And
With the French manually reset.
yeah. So then the terminal will give you a response, and it'll say error code does not, invalid error code, reset manually, and it'll just continue flashing. But actually no, it's still you stopped it. You stopped the message, but it has to be reset manually. So basically, the terminal's still offline. You can't just reboot it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But probably
Okay.
only like one engineer is gonna come reboot it. We can kill him.
Yeah. So Zuntiz just says to Stuix, yeah, we're gonna have some company soon. Let's get into some cover.
Okay. Are you like right there outside of the door?
Oh, we haven't actually
Are you gonna
gone
go in, or are you gonna stay outside the
Oh,
door?
I thought we were actually. I thought we
Wait
had gone in.
You just
Okay.
opened the door so far, and then you're playing around with the panel. That's all you did. so
Okay.
far.
Yeah. Like I'd like to get my maneuver to come in. We say we were on comms, yeah.
Yeah, you have your own encrypted comms.
Okay. So yeah, Zuntu will sort of
George
tell.
can be with you at this point. He was still on his way back.
Okay. Cool.
yeah.
So he just says, yeah, we're gonna have company. Let's get in. And opens the door.
Okay.
Swoosh.
So
Obviously,
the door
do a-
opens.
Do a perception check as they open the door.
Sure, go ahead. So while you do that, I'll tell you what you see in general. So the door's open, and you see a very short hallway, and this is kind of a new construction. It doesn't look like this is part of the ancient traditional structure that's been here for generations. This looks like it's a relatively new building complex that's kind of been attached to what was here before, and it looks maybe like less than 20 years old. This first building that you're accessing, and so there's like smooth constructed hallways, and it's a short hallway that turns to the right after that.
Cool.
And your perception was 4 advantages?
Yeah.
Okay, so what do you think those advantages should be?
So I guess just sort of taking a layout. If we're still trying to be moving stealthily, Zintu would like to sort of pull out any particular places which would be good to sort of, hide, or any sort of, good sort of smarter routes to traverse the hallway.
Is there anything on the wall?
There's nothing on the wall. There's just the the lighting system, and just a smooth wall.
Okay, so it's just a straight up corridor.
Yeah, it's just a basic corridor. This is like, although the Jedi Temple is located in this complex, it's also a mining operation at the same time, so there's not a lot of extra decorative stuff for the miners. So it's very functional, basically.
Okay, well, from the advantage, would I know where that corridor is going to lead to? The next room?
Yeah, you can guess basically from knowing where the shipping doors are. You can guess that the corridor will turn to the right, and it'll rendezvous with the shipping area.
Cool. And that's the only kind of way out of where we are now, yeah?
Yeah.
What kind of like personnel stuff was in there?
It's not really personnel stuff in this corridor. It's more like just where the people come in, and the other doors are like where vehicles would come in and out, like when they're sending shipments to the refinery or stuff like that, or they need to repair some of the vehicles. They bring them into that area through those doors.
Cool. Okay, so yeah, Zintiz just sort of says to the others, "Come on, we better get into the shipping area ASAP," and starts kind of like padding down the corridor as quickly and as quietly as his stealthy little legs will carry him.
Okay. So I mean, you guys go down the short corridor, and you
I'll
come to the
close the
corner.
door behind us. If you have
Okay.
to press the button on the panel again, so it closes. And then, follow them down the corridor.
Yep. So you guys go down the first corridor, and you get to that corner where you can turn right, and you can see ahead of you is the loading area, where you can see, there's like there's a set of maintenance droids that are currently offline, and there's crates and tools and things like that for loading vehicles and repairing vehicles and that kind of thing. And you can't see anything else besides that because you're not actually in that room yet. You're just looking down a hallway, and that's what you can see at the end of the hallway, to the right.
Cool. So if
Standing in the corner.
we're still in a corridor with no kind of doors off to anywhere, it's just a...
No, just an L-shaped, basically L-shaped corridor that goes into the shipping area.
Cool. I guess we just got to keep moving forward. I guess as we're going, we're obviously like listening out for the sound of footsteps or voices or any kind of like other alarms.
Okay, give me another, one of you, whoever you want, give me a perception roll. And this will just be
I can
standard.
percept.
2 purples.
Perception, because I get a yellow with it.
Success to advantage.
Yep. Okay, so you hear the sound of booted feet approaching, and some muffled talking. So basically, you can hear to the left. If you were to continue into that shipping area, off down that direction, you could hear the sound of someone approaching. Some booted feet approaching and some muffled conversation.
That means there's more than one.
It just sound like one pair of boots approaching.
2.
If it's conversation, unless he's talking to himself, or he could be on comms.
On the comms, yeah.
So is there? Can we there to the left? You said is there anywhere we can bail to the other way, to like the right? Anywhere we could like get walk in the opposite direction.
Okay, so moving a little bit up to more towards the edge of where that shipping area is, you can see that to the right of your position is the actual doors, the shipping doors. And then you're in like this big circular chamber that has the mechanics area, and to the left is another hallway, and that's where you can hear the booted feet approaching from.
Okay.
So you still have some time if you wanted to change your position or do something else.
So basically, they're going to be these people are going to be coming out of like a corridor.
Yeah.
So we could like basically take a position at the side of the door, so when they came through, give them the good
Sure.
news.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, well I'm gonna kind of like take my lightsaber off my utility belt. I won't fire it up, but I'll go and stand next to the door, so kind of heft it so these guys can get an idea of what I'm going to do when they come through the door.
Okay, so Shorish takes position basically to the left of that door. And what are the 2 of you going to do?
Well, we're gonna kill them, right? So.
It's up to you.
I'd like to try a force power.
Okay. Dave's loving his force power.
Try and use, it's not really a combat one, so I've got to try and use it while I can.
Well, it depends how you use it. You use it as a combat.
Son of a... So yeah, that's not happening.
So are you going to convert? Use a destiny point and convert that?
I changed my mind.
Nope.
No, I'll leave that one for now. I'll just try and take up a position as well.
Okay. And Cyrix, what are you going to do?
I think I'm just gonna stand in the middle of the hallway and light up my switch.
You're just gonna stand there?
So they'll think it's only me, and then they can
It's
come out
true.
and attack. Because they know somebody's come in now, basically, because they're gonna see us as soon as they walk in the door. Like, they might as well
Okay.
focus on me, and then we'll go from there.
It's
So
a
you'll be
classic Darth Maul, just have one lightsaber lit, and he's got that heroic pose, and then bzzz, the other one comes out as well. But,
Oh yes, as they turned around, I like it.
Nice,
Rob.
perfect. Okay, so you guys get into your position. You hear the mood of conversation, and these guys are coming up the hallway. And these two guards, they're not wearing the outdoor attire, but they're basically wearing their just kind of like riot armor, that kind of stuff, just standard corporate armor. They're not soldiers. They don't look like soldiers. They look like just guards. And they come in, and they're talking to yourself like, "Oh, stupid panel's shorting out again," you know. And then they stop, and they see Cyrix standing in the middle of the room.
Oh boy.
And,
okay.
and you know, they stop and they look her up and down, and this is very unusual for them to see her there. So they're like, "Excuse me, this is you know, authorized access only. Who are you, and you know, what are you doing here?"
Well, I saw this great door, and I thought I'd come in and check out your facility. I heard this is a Jedi complex. I love Jedis.
Yeah, so at that point, one of them starts to reach for his blaster, and the other starts to reach for his comm unit.
Great. The one with the comm unit, I'm going to use my bind power on, hopefully.
Okay? And
Let's see.
Sharish and Zuntir, you guys can also take an action.
No!
Okay, well, are they actually still in the corridor, or?
They've just come through the doorway.
All right, awesome. Gonna fire
So
it
they
up.
don't see you guys. They only see her. They stopped when they saw her.
Cool.
I think you're right. You get a...
Are you gonna convert that light side point?
Listen to him. He's such a pusher, isn't he? He's like, "No, you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it."
Are you talking to me?
No, I just need to know for her because she's trying to use her power. So I need to know if to
Yes,
resolve.
can I convert it with my point? I just click it, right? To use it?
Yeah.
Yes. Also, look, Matt made me Star Wars cookies.
Nice.
Hey, nice man.
Awesome. Someone's here. Okay. All right. So you flipped it. Okay. So you have the one dark side point, and that means you can immobilize him, the one who's reaching for his comm unit.
Yeah.
There goes Ginny. So you can immobilize him, and he'll also take one wound. Because similar to the force choke, you're just grabbing him aggressively and squeezing, and he can't move.
Yay! then she's gonna smile. It's the first time she's smiled this whole time.
Okay, so
Does that mean my
Alright.
turn's up? So it's their turn?
you can still do a maneuver, but that's your action.
I don't want to
Do you
maneuver
want-
right now. Because
Okay.
they're
So
gonna
the other
attack.
two guys? If you want to do something, you'll have one action before we go into the proper initiative order.
Cool. Yeah, I guess Zuntir will just take a swing at the other guy who's sort of coming behind the first.
So as you ignite your lightsaber, you know, this is the first time this has happened in our game, and as everybody knows, lightsabers are really, really awesome. So why don't you describe how Zuntir feels, or what Zuntir's thinking about when that lightsaber first ignites and he hears that humming, burning sound?
Yeah, like sort of, yeah,
Keep it clean.
he's been feeling a bit sort of like, he's been feeling a bit tense. He's been sort of itching to pull it before, and just as his lightsaber makes that view and just the red beam comes out, he just feels this sort of overwhelming power rushing through him, and he's just looking forward to sort of the perfection of his dance as he cuts down this fool in front of him.
Awesome. Okay, so take your swing. It'll be standard difficulty because they're not really trying to dodge or anything like that. They don't even see you. They hear the sound, but they can't react fast enough.
Okay, there's
One
one
at
hit
force
and
point.
3 advantage. Yeah,
Yeah,
to get
minus
four, so.
minus the force point. Okay, so you do manage to hit him, and you have some advantages, so you can use those to activate abilities if you want.
Yeah, I was just trying to check. I've got breach. Did you say these guys are wearing armor?
So the awesome thing about lightsabers is the fact that they have breach, and what breach means is that it removes 1 point of armor or 10 points of soak, whichever applies.
Ooh,
So yeah, so that means you basically cut through these guys like they're butter. Doesn't matter what they're wearing. So so yeah, you can just carve right into this guy. Your breach is a passive. It's a passive weapon ability. You don't have to activate it.
Mm-hmm.
Only Sunder. If you wanted to Sunder, that one is active.
Yeah, how much is that going to cost in advantages? So it requires advantage to activate. Then, if activated multiple times, each activation can be applied. So, like, is the initial activation 1?
Yeah. Yeah, it costs 1. I'll check that real quick. Double check that. It's 1.
Target. Oh yeah, no, yeah. It sounds like it is. Requires advantage to activate. When activated, causes damage.
So you could. It takes 4 activations to destroy any weapon. So you could do it 3 times. So you could give major damage to his weapon if you wanted to do that, or you could just carve into him and do that. It's up to you.
Actually, I'll just take 2 of those advantages, just additional hits on the guy. So again, I've just very neatly stabbed into his side, and I just sort of like given it an extra little bit of a push, and burn a little bit more. And the final advantage, I give that to Alan. I've obviously distracted this dude.
Yeah, so, sure. I mean, a red lightsaber coming out through part of his body is definitely going to be very distracting for the other guy.
So Siddiq just sort of looks over towards Shodish and is like, Shodish, if you'd be so kind.
Okay, so what happened to the other guy? It's kind of like he's just like paralyzed or something?
Yeah, so basically the guy that was reaching for his weapon, Dave just...
no, it was the comms guy. What happened to what did Cecily do to the comms dude?
He's immobilized right now.
Him.
Yeah, she's doing like basically a force choke on this guy, but she's immobilizing his whole body.
Okay.
So she's just standing there with her hand like this, and he's just frozen like this, and he can't move.
Badass. Okay. Right. Well, I'm gonna fire the old girl up, and yeah, the one that.
How does Shorish feel about that? His lightsaber firing up.
Yeah, he feels pretty good about it. I'll be honest. You know what I'm like for, I can't really say what I truly want to say, but it's pretty sweet right now. And
okay.
what's my man's name? Sorix, is it? Is that you there? I can't see you got all these dice covering your name.
Who?
What's his name? Sorix?
Dave is Zentir.
Zentir, yeah.
Cecily is Cyrix.
Is there any way to clear the dice?
Yeah, just take off all the dice and then roll again.
Okay, yeah.
Like this.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Okay. Well, look, the guy that Zentir
dropped.
Yeah, like I'm gonna fire up my lightsaber with like a Wookiee roar of bestial glee, like, and just basically just try and do some bad intentions.
Okay.
Hit the guy. Pretty harsh. Oh, mate! Oh, I've just destroyed him. I've absolutely just annihilated the man.
Yeah, it should have been 2 purples, but that's okay. I mean, you would have killed him anyway with that boost die.
Okay.
Okay, nice one. So describe how you do it.
Okay, so kind of like it's like an overhand coming down and literally just cut him in 2, like just like in a diagonal slice. He's just pop off, falls off, and his legs just collapse to the floor.
Awesome.
And then yeah, that'll do. I was gonna kind of spin round to like kind of strike a pose ready to hit the other guy, but not actually do anything. You know, that kind of one fluid motion. And I'm just like, you know, but I turn around and see that he's kind of going, because Cecily's got him kind of just pinned in place.
He's
I like
pinned
that
in
noise.
place, and
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and he's got Zintir's lightsaber sticking out of him right now as well.
Oh, has he?
Yeah, because Zintir's attack already killed one of the guys.
Oh, really? So, like, you got onto the second one as well?
Yeah. So you were attacking the second one.
Right, so they're both dead then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, just kind of like, you know, end up in a heroic pose when I'm done, just kind of like, yeah, kind of slashing down movement, but turn it into, you know, a full kind of 360 spin, you know, and just kind of zoom.
I like my guy died as well.
Yeah.
Oh shit, these guys dropped pretty easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go on.
Just two guys aren't much of a match for you guys. Especially when you've got them surprised and one of them's immobilized. You know, they can't put up much of a fight.
Cool. Lovely.
So they drop into a bloody gurgling mess on the floor. And as you know, if you stop to listen, you don't hear anything immediately. So do you want to do anything in this room? Or continue on?
Should we take their stuff? Like the blaster, so it's not just sitting there?
Yep, you can.
Yeah, take a blaster, and I guess Zuntu would just want to see their sort of pick up some of their comms so we can see which channels they're using to scan their comms if he needs to. And pick up, if these guys are engineers, to pick up any of the data pads or links that they've got and just start like punching up into that, see if he can get any access codes.
Okay, they weren't engineers. They were guards in the facility. So they do have blaster pistols, heavy blaster pistols, and they have vibro knife as well, each one.
Cool.
Okay, so that's what they're armed with, and then they just have some padded armor.
Okay, these droids that are in the room that you said they're offline, what kind of droids are they? Like humanoid style or?
No, they're kind of like a variation of like a really simplified version of C-3PO. They're just simple droids. They actually don't have legs. They're more like a kind of R2 unit where they just move on wheels, and they have appendages that are used that have mechanical tools and stuff, and they just repair. They're maintenance droids.
How long would it take me to kind of do a quick lap of the room, just like with my lightsaber, just chopping these things to pieces? Just like literally just running past them. Zoom, zoom, zoom.
Oh yeah, sure. You can easily do that because they've been deactivated for the.
Yeah.
This is the night time in Ilum.
Yeah, how long will it take me to literally just destroy all the droids?
For you, less than a minute.
Excellent. Well, there you go.
Couldn't we keep one and try to reprogram it really fast to send it, you know, as a decoy somewhere else, running around like crazy?
And if you want to try that, tell me quickly, because I'm on my way.
There's not too many left.
Leave one behind.
Yeah,
My character's not smart enough.
Yeah, Zintu's just like, well, I guess the stealth's over now, and sort of like reholsters his saber, and can you see any kind of like any control rooms or anything like that nearby?
In this room, this is the loading area. It's like kind of like the equivalent of a garage, like a mechanic's garage, that kind of thing. But looking down the corridor where these guys came from, you see another long hallway, and it opens up to a what's clearly a security checkpoint, and that's where these guys came from when they were investigating the door. And then beyond that security checkpoint, you can see a door to a room, and that's looking down the hallway. That's all you can see right now.
Cool. Before we go, Zuntu would just like to have another close look at the guards to sort of remember what they look like. And did they have any kind of pass keys or anything like that?
No, they didn't have any pass keys.
Okay.
No. Like you get the feeling like this facility is important, but it's not. They don't expect to be attacked. They have defenses, but they don't expect to be attacked.
Cool.
So there's not like a lot of high-tech security all over the place. Just simple things that would be in normal, like locked doors and things like that so far.
Locked
But
doors.
they're all coded. Yeah, but they're coded doors. You know, there's not like a passkey, just codes.
Cool. Yeah. So anyway, like Zuntu will be like studying one of the guards, trying to sort of take in his features and everything.
Okay. So you commit the features to memory.
Okay, and then he will just sort of like stand and just watch the Wookiee run around, chopping up the
just
droid.
kind of, you know, still got like still buzzing off the lightsaber.
Yeah.
You know, now I'm just running around chopping droids up. The hell of it.
And these, you know, when you look at these guards and you're analyzing their features, you know, they're not, they're just like regular humans. You know, they don't look exceptional in any way. Like, if anything, they look kind of like just hired, like almost like corporate security. You know, they're not really, they don't look like soldiers, but they're not just, you know, nobody either. Yeah, they're just regular guys. Yeah.
Cool. So yeah, sort of if there's nothing else of interest in the room, Zuntu will start to sort of move towards the next tunnel. Was it a tunnel entrance to the next part?
No, just a hallway. See, you go down a hallway, and then what you can see at the end of the hallway is this security checkpoint where these guys were. And there's like, you know, typical security gates where people would stop and they'd check them, and you know, there'd be like, they'd frisk them and check whatever who's coming in, and you know, get any kind of identification from them. And that's where those guys came from when they moved down the corridor to where you guys were. And then you can also see just beyond that checkpoint, there's a doorway to a room.
Is there any kind of, I'll have a look around, can I see any kind of like security cam or cameras in corners of rooms or corridors, anything like that?
In this part, you do not see a camera in this room.
Okay, now I'm going to be mindful though, I want to be kind of like just looking up, see if there's any security cams as we're...
Sorry dude, I just got the image of you like running around.
And then stopping and looking.
And just like,
well, that just dawned on me. Like, you know, just check the corners, because if there is one, you know, obviously take the cameras out. You know, I'm on a wanton bender of violence and destruction at the moment.
Yep.
Okay, I'll let you know if you can see a camera as you go.
So yeah,
so you guys are going to carry on down the hallway?
So like the security checkpoint, there's nothing else sort of significant there. It's just like, again, are there any monitors or anything like that, or any control panels or anything set up?
So as you come down the hallway and you're approaching the security checkpoint, you can see that there is like a terminal there where they would, again, they check people's identification credentials and things like that, because this is the main entrance for people to come in and out of the facility. So this would be the checkpoint where that would have first contact with the outside. So they need to screen people coming in and out. So there is a terminal there, and there's the simple security gates. I mean, you know, anybody could easily jump over them. You know, they're just meant to stop people so they can be checked. And then you see a sign on the door that says guard room. And before you approach, before you come into the actual security checkpoint, Shorish can actually see a camera. And it's pointed above, kind of off to the left in the corner of the guard room, and it's pointed down to see the people that are being checked, that are being screened.
Okay. I'll just kind of point to the camera. Now you see, I'm
nothing on that. It was just a noise.
Well, actually, could I use my force power to kind of like turn it so it faces the wall?
Absolutely, sure you can. Yep, it's definitely within your power to do.
All right. So, what do you want from me? A force die?
Just roll the white die.
Okay.
Dude, you're always well too white. Always too white.
Yeah. So
they're all too good.
Yeah. Well, the problem is, you know, most Force users are aligned with the light side, right? The dark side Force users are not the majority of Force users in the galaxy, and so there's more light side Force than dark side force. And plus, you're in a place of power right now. You're nearby a Jedi temple. You're nearby a kind of sacred holy ground where, for generations these Jedi have come to learn and construct lightsabers and things like that. So there's a lot of light side force concentration here that's working against you. That's making it harder for you.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
Mm-hmm.
So, what would I have to do to change one of them to a dark side?
Flip the destiny point.
Oh no, I'm not doing it now. Okay, well,
I promise I'll give you some back.
Yeah, right. The other alternative is I'll literally just turn activate my lightsaber and just kind of just push it through the camera and just disable it that way. But I'd rather have been cool and but didn't really work out. But yeah, so how far away from the camera are we?
You're standing at the edge of the hallway, because I'm assuming you haven't actually gone into the room yet. Once you saw the camera, you kind of stopped. So if you continue into the security checkpoint room, you'll be in the camera view.
Okay.
So I'm giving you the opportunity to decide what you want to do first.
Okay. Well, can one of these guys like throw their lightsaber? I'm pretty sure somebody said they could do that.
No, it's later down the skill tree.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Like from where we are, is there any way to sort of get around the camera to the security room?
That's pretty tough. Like, basically, you'd have to move in such a way that you don't come near the actual security gates. Because it's not pointed at the entire room. It's just like kind of like, when you go to an airport and you go to the health check and it's got that camera that's just pointing only at the people that are coming through. It's kind of one of those cameras. So you could avoid it if you went basically around the outer edge of the room.
Yeah. That's what I was just trying to see if we could do that. So I'll have a.
I was going to say, there were blaster pistols on those guards if any of yous are a decent shot.
I think somebody is. Somebody's not too bad with guns.
Come on, Styrix.
What is the thing for guns?
Ranged light.
Ranged light. I have ranged heavy. Oh, ranged light. I still have.
That's for like rifles and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can
but
do
for just
ranged
pistols and blasters, you can use ranged light.
Okay, so green plus.
It's just standard. I mean, the camera's not really moving. I didn't give you like one purple for this because camera's not moving anywhere. It's not a hard target.
Never mind, you just blown it to pieces.
Nice. All right, so you shatter that camera with your blaster bolt, and you get an advantage. So what do you think is an advantage that you guys could have from shooting that camera?
Nobody was actually monitoring that camera's screen at the time, so no one notices it's gone down. Sorry, I reckon that'd be a good one.
Nice.
Okay, sounds good.
Or it froze the screen where it was, so it froze it as showing, so it's not down.
Cool. Even better,
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So now you guys are standing in the security checkpoint room, and if you were going on the same angle from your approach, you'd see that there's that door to the guard room ahead of you, and to your right is another hallway.
Zune 2 would want to get into the security room first and try and like access one of the consoles to see if you can pull up any footage from around the base.
Okay.
So he will move towards the security room.
Okay. So how are you going to do that? Just open the door, walk in?
Well, yeah, I mean, like, is there's a window or something to the room, or like we can see inside, or is it a completely blocked out room?
Yeah. It's just a solid door.
Okay, so first you'd like to listen at the door to do a perception check to see if there's anyone in there.
That would be prudent. Okay, so just do standard difficulty 2 purple.
Perception. Okay. Success and a threat.
Okay, so you can successfully hear what's on the other side of the door, and the threat is you can hear more conversation. At least 2 people talking.
Okay, so again, Zintu will signal to Sirix and Shorish, sort of doing a few little hand gestures of like at least 2 people inside, and sort of try and get them to come over to flank the door.
Okay.
I would like to see this nifty hand gesture to see if Sirix understands.
Nice. I could have made some other rude gesture there. That's okay. Nice.
I kept it as reasonable as I could.
Okay. It's not hard for you guys to walk over and stand beside the door.
Cool.
What do you want to do after that?
Again, I'll try and use my force power if I can.
So what are you going to conceal? What's your intention?
My intention would be to disguise myself as one of the fallen guard from before.
Okay, nice.
Good.
Yep.
Oh,
there you go.
Very dark.
Super evil.
So I'll tell you what you can do here. I don't know if you have this upgrade. No, okay. Alright, so anyway, you can pay for it. If you had more upgrades, you could have done both of you as 2 guards.
Okay.
That upgrade. Yeah.
Oh, can I make one person invisible and alter the appearance of someone else?
No, it's 1 target. Because I think you need to upgrade further to get multiple targets.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'll double check that quick. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, you need to have the magnitude upgrade, and then you can do two targets. But you have just basic and control. So you can change or conceal. That's what you can do. One target. So, but you have enough points anyway. You can do that for yourself or someone else or something else.
No, I'll change myself into the guard from before, and
okay.
Just open the door.
Yep. So you walk in, and you can see it's a guard room. There's some terminals there, security terminals connected to the security system, and there's water cooler kind of stuff, refreshments for them. This is basically where they access the rest of the security system, and this is kind of like where they go for when they're not the guys standing outside checking people. So this would be the other team, and they're sitting there at the table and they're just talking. They're not expecting any trouble, and they look up when you walk in, and you look like they're buddies. So they're like, "Oh, Steve, what'd you find out?"
How many of them are there?
Two guys.
So just as I kind of walk in, I'd like to be just stumble a little bit, and then sort of almost trip forwards and sort of be down on sort of one knee and start making some retching sounds, as if I'm sort of choking or something's pretty wrong with me.
Sure. So the guy who just talked to you, he's just gonna stand up and come over to you. He's like, "What's wrong? What happened?"
And again, as he's doing that, I'm still sort of as if I'm having trouble breathing, or I'm still sort of choking out. I'm trying to say something to it, but he can't quite catch what I'm trying to convey to him.
Okay, and he's just gonna come in closer. He's listening. He's like, "What is it? Tell me what happened."
And as he does that, I'm just gonna reach my hand up, just sort of to his head, as if I'm just trying to talk to him closer. And then at that point, I'd like to try and ram the lightsaber through his gut.
Nice, awesome. That's what I was hoping you were gonna do. Awesome. Okay, so basically, just consider that a lightsaber attack, and I'll give you the boost die on it.
Cool.
So just the 2 difficulty and a blue die as well as your skill. She has no idea. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
So you just wrecked that guy.
Yeah, because it'd be awesome. Is you just put the lightsaber next to his stomach and then just turn it on, and it'd go zoom right through him.
Yeah. So why don't you tell us, Zentir, how that went down?
Is that going to kill him?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay, so yeah, basically I like to do that one. Resume. You just see this lightsaber come out through the back of him, and as I do that, I'm still kind of holding him by the back of head. I'm going to stand up with the lightsaber sort of through his back and his head. Then I'm just going to, like, as we both stand up, just drop him and just bring the lightsaber up from his navel right through the top of his head. And he's just going to split down between them. And then he's going to look at the other guard and just say, like, he's feeling better now. And then as I do that, I just want the illusion to sort of dissipate.
That's awesome. That's so cool, man. That's totally what badass Darksiders would do.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you guys want to take an action? Because
actually,
did that, or
one of those leftover advantages, I'd like him to have disadvantage on his next attack roll because he's kind of shit in a brick.
okay. So I'll handle the other guy. He basically, he's just horrified. I mean, he saw his friend basically stab with a red lightsaber his buddy, cut him in half, and because it's a lightsaber, I mean the two halves are cauterized too, so it's not even like it's really messy. It's just he literally splits into two pieces, and then this illusion dissipates, and there's this dark red cloaked menacing figure in a mask, and whispering at him. He's just like in horrified shock right now, but he is trained and he knows what to do. So I'm going to say that you guys will have an action, but on his next turn, he's going to turn around towards the communication system.
Obviously.
Basically, the big red button. He's going to turn towards that.
So,
but I'll let Sharish and Sirix have an action because you guys were expecting Zuntir to do something in here, so you're ready.
Right, I'm gonna kind of like just dive into the room, and what's in the room? Like a table, chairs, like monitors.
Yeah, at the back of the room is the table and the chairs, and then there's some monitors and terminals and files and stuff like that.
Okay.
He's reaching for the terminal.
Okay, well I want to kind of see if I can I want to basically pick up a monitor and kind of just try and plant it on his head.
Okay, you're gonna lift up a monitor and smash him with it?
Yeah, like a brawling roll.
Okay.
Just grab whatever's to hand and just, death by television.
Okay, so we're gonna do this cinematically. So he's horrified. He sees what's going on. He realizes there's a very serious and terrible threat here, and he's reaching out for the alarm button. This giant albino Wookiee busts in through the door and rips up a terminal and swinging the terminal at him.
Mm-hmm.
And you can roll your die, but
yeah,
just because I promised to give you guys some stuff, I'm gonna flip a destiny point, and you add a red die to your attack roll based on the timing for you to hit him before he can hit the button, basically.
Okay,
so does he roll 2 purple and a red, or 1 purple, 1 red?
He'll roll 2 purple and 1 red.
But what about the disadvantage Dave gave him, though?
Oh, you gave him an advantage? Okay. Yep, give him blue then, too.
No, didn't you give the guard a disadvantage, Dave, because he was actually pooing his pants?
But that's not...
Okay, give me... I'll take
that's when he does an action.
So 2 purple and a red, yeah?
Yeah, 2 purple, 1 red, and 1 blue from Dave.
Boom. Oh.
Nice. Okay, so definitely you're faster. Or the flying terminal's faster.
No, it's like I've got it in my hands, and I'm literally going to plant it on his head like a hat. Like his head through the screen.
Okay. So tell me what that's going to do for him. Are you trying to knock him out, or are you trying to kill him with it?
Well, I don't know what. Well, okay. I've picked up a large monitor, and I've just literally with like this Wookiee-like strength just rammed it down on top of his head. So his head, it's his body, and then his neck disappears into a monitor. So if you can have him see out of that, like for where's the alarm button still? He's wearing a monitor for a hat. So
yeah, sure. So you hit him over the head with the computer monitor.
Mm-hmm.
But since you're not using your lightsaber, though, there's no breach effect, so he can soak it up. He can soak up that physical damage. Mm-hmm. So it's not enough to take him out, but he's going to be staggered, so he can't take any actions for another turn. Okay, and he's stumbling. He's stumbling. Like you hit him, and he's stumbling away from the terminal.
Okay, yeah. So
he's staggered.
One of my advantages be he's stumbling away from the terminal.
Okay.
and then the other, and away from the alarm button, basically. Bear in mind, he's you know, I can see this in my head. It's a fella with a young monitor sat on his head. Like, you know, I didn't hit him round the side of the head. I planted it on his head like a hat.
Yeah, he's crumbling. He's crumbling down.
Yeah, cool. Well, I'll give the second advantage to Cecily's character.
Okay. So anyway, he's basically, in essence, he's stunned right now. You know, he just got clobbered over the head. He's falling down away from the terminal, and he's stunned for at least one more round.
Okay, well, Cyrix.
And he's bleeding a lot from his head.
How large is this guard room? Like, if I walk in and try to use my lightsaber, am I going to accidentally kill everyone else also?
I think the keyword there is accidentally. Accidentally? No.
Yeah, I mean, it was big enough
you're
for them
trained
to
and
be,
proficient with it.
yeah, they were sitting around a table and stuff before, so it's kind of got
I mean, one guy's already dead and 2 pieces on the floor. The other guy just got this computer terminal smashed over his head. He's fallen, and he's like bleeding from like the top of his head. He's stunned. His eyes are glazed, but he's still alive.
Okay.
So.
And so for an action, how long does speech count in an action? Does it count?
Speech is
or
incidental.
Is it... Oh, okay.
Yeah, you can talk anytime.
So Cyric's gonna push by them and walk up to him and lean over him and say, like, you picked the wrong side or something, you know, super clever because she's so smart with her 2 intellect. And she's going to use her lightsaber and slowly cut off both of his arms.
Badass. Awesome. Awesome. Love
it. Hit the calm, but then he's still alive for a little bit because she's kind of likes torture.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, is the fact that you said slowly cut off his arms.
I'm assuming you guys aren't going to stop me.
You're holding a lightsaber, so you have to put quite a lot of effort to do it slowly.
Yeah, but if you only have one fight, because I'm trying not to hit you guys, because, you know.
She's trying to be awesome. She cuts off the guy.
Yeah,
well, no,
slowly severing
I have
his
a better chance of getting out alive if you guys are also alive, because then I have someone to throw under the bus later. So Cyrix is going to try to come in, and she's just going to slice off his arms. And, yeah.
So I'm just going to say, like, mechanically speaking, in terms of morality, Cyrix is doing a great job of staying aligned to the dark side. She has no moral conflicts right now. Okay, perfect. So I mean, it's not hard. You can easily cut through his arm slowly, and he'll start like screaming, and then he'll pass out from the shock.
I don't know how much screaming he could do with a TV on his head, mate. It's probably quite muffled sound.
Yeah, it's more like just like a gurgle, and he's done.
Yay!
It's not the kind of scream that's going to alert anybody.
Cool.
Okay, so the room is yours. There's still one functioning terminal that hasn't been crashed over someone's head. The alarm has not been pressed, so that means theoretically you still have the element of surprise.
Cool. Yeah, Zintu would like to get over to one of the computer terminals and have a go at accessing any information he can.
Okay.
And, these were just guards again, yeah?
Yeah, these are just guards.
So to hack the computer would be 2 purple? Is that standard?
Yeah. It's just a standard security system. You've as basically a dark infiltrator, you've done this kind of thing before, so it's not exceptionally hard for you. So we're just going to use standard difficulty.
Okay, so yeah, it's a success and 2 advantage.
So what do you want to find in the computer system?
Yeah, at the moment I just want to sort of pull up. I want to access any of sort of the cameras in the advanced areas where we'll be moving into, just to sort of get even if I can't sort of get full coverage, I want to see. What kind of people are waiting ahead? What kind of numbers are we looking at?
Okay, so if you call up the cameras, it's like any kind of security feed where there's going to be a lot of cameras. So
yeah.
You're basically going to have to kind of isolate what you want to look at.
But
you
just
have a particular area or a set of cameras you want to look at?
Initially, I'd like to sort of pull up everything and just sort of have just scan quickly to see sort of, is there Does it look like the base has got less people than usual? Are there a lot of numbers people moving around in the rooms, or does it look kind of pretty quiet?
Basically, in Ilum time, this is the night. So you can see that there's some areas that are obviously like recreational areas, and there's not too many people there. You can see some areas that are administrative areas, and they're almost empty. You can see some other security areas, and you can see that they do have stationed personnel. And you don't see anything that relates to the Jedi Temple through these cameras.
I was going to say that was my next thing. I just wanted to focus in on the.
Yeah, there's no they're not letting guards, watch them in the temple.
And what about
You can see some areas of the mines, like you can see some other equipment areas and workshops and stuff like that, but you don't really see the actual mine shafts or anything like that because they have no reason to put cameras there.
Cool. Can I make another hack for a different information to get key codes for consoles?
Key cards? Codes?
Just codes, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I'll do one more. And this, again, it's just going to be 2 purple because you've already gone into the system, so.
Yeah, it's just okay. 1 success.
Okay, so you get access to the codes for the doors.
Cool.
Yeah. So it's just 1 code that's used on all the different doors.
Just like
okay.
Jedi 1975. Whenever the first.
This is basically separated from this is the mining operation, and then there's the Jedi Temple, right? So they're not really intermingled in terms of security systems and stuff like that. Cool. The Jedi basically take care of their own security.
Yeah. So having done that, Zintiers kind of just sort of tells the others, we should make our way.
Yeah, if you've got a schematic or a map of the base, the quickest way to the crystal mines are.
Yeah, I mean we'd have all the schematics and stuff, wouldn't we?
So we technically know which way to go.
So far,
just one to the left, one to the right. It's like, well, if we know where we're going.
Oh yeah, Dev, do we have the schematics? No.
You can access the computer again. Right now, all you have is the cameras. You check the cameras, and then you got the door codes.
Okay.
So if you want to go in again, you can try to get the schematics, blueprints, that kind of thing.
It might be useful to know if we got them.
4 successes, but 2 threats.
Okay, so what I'm going to say is you definitely get all the schematics. 1 threat I'm going to say is because you don't get the Jedi Temple. There's a section of the facility that is basically just blank. So you have schematics for the floor you're on, and you have schematics, and then it's blank, the floor below you, and then the floor below that, and has a huge area, and that's the mining area, and you have those schematics as well. So from what you can understand is you're just kind of in the administrative area and the kind of housing area, and then below you is the actual Jedi Temple, 1 floor down from where you are. And then below that is the large mining complex where they're doing the actual mining and stuff like that.
Looking at the schematics of our floor, could we see any particularly useful access points into the temple?
What you see is that there's a central lift, and it connects to all the floors, and that's the only way to get from 1 floor to the other.
We can cut a hole through it.
Yeah. Was it you stand on the elevator, cut the cables off, and then drop down?
It's a one-way trip.
The classic.
Actually, while this has been going on, I'd like to have started gnawing on one of the arms that what's her name? Cyrix cut off. I'd like to, maybe have a little snack on one as well. Your man, Mr. Dark Sentinel, whose name's hidden behind his dice again. While he's sorry, I'm crap with names. In fact, tell me them now.
Zentir?
Yeah, Cyrix and Zentir. Sorry.
Yeah, I just wrote
Dave
yours on the
Zentir.
I have a good idea.
Okay, go ahead. You guys can talk.
Okay, so we'll take one of his arms and we'll put it inside the lift, and then we'll wait on top of the lift. So when the lift opens and whoever goes to hit him, we'll just see the dead arm, and then we jump down on top of him.
That'll work.
Sure. Go for it.
Okay, as we're giving up on. Yeah, we like that.
No, I'm snacking on the other one. I'm hungry.
Okay, that's fine. We only need one.
Or kind of just like stick it to the back of the wall, like somehow, so when the door opens, they just see like this hand.
Just like wiggling out.
Yeah.
Nice.
Cool.
Okay, so what I'll tell you about where you are right now, so just the floor you're on right now, is if you go back out the doorway and you would take that new corridor that you haven't gone down yet, it leads to the lift. At the end of that hallway is the lift, and it's a T-junction. With the lift is at the T, and if you take a left from there, you'll see on the map is the mining and residential area where it has the mining barracks, the staff housing, their kind of cantina area. It's where they go when they're off duty, all the miners and the staff. Yeah. To the right is the administrative area where it has like offices, and it has the main security office, and it has the infirmary.
So are these kind of colonists, these kind of workers, families, kids?
Infirmary.
Yeah, they didn't bring their families with them. You can pretty much guess it's not equipped for families. It's more like if they have families, they're working here and they're sending the credits. They're wiring the credits back to their families if that's what they're doing.
Okay.
This is more like an outpost, not really like the kind of place people want to live. It's pretty harsh environment.
Fly in, fly out kind of a place.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Zuntir says like, sends the schematics to the other guys as well, so on their little consoles, so they can see everything. And
okay.
Talk about the elevator. Cyrix has suggested the hand. And
okay.
Zuntir's like, maybe the hand would be a little small, and then sort of like points towards the guy with the TV for a head.
Set him up against the back of the door.
Yeah, we got one of those chairs, so we just like pull him up onto one of the chairs and just start dragging the chair.
That he's just resting.
With the smashed terminal over his head and the cauterized dismembered arms.
Yeah.
Okay, that guy. All right.
Yeah, that dude.
So you put him in a chair.
And it's got wheels, so we can wheel him down the corridor.
Yeah, sure, obviously, you can wheel him down.
It's got to be that one. You got a traveling comfort. Oh, wait. So as we get down the corridor, and as we get down to the end of the corridor towards the elevator on the T-junction, can we see anyone or hear anything?
At this point, when you, the other threat that you had when you accessed the terminal is because you've accessed it 3 times, and you're looking for very specific things related to security that most people would not be looking for. Mm-hmm. It's a bit out of the ordinary, and the computer system kind of flagged that. So it's been logged. Your activity's been logged.
Cool.
So as you leave that room and you're coming down the corridor towards the lift, you don't hear anything at the moment, except you can just hear some general sounds off to the residential area, and you don't hear anything off to the administrative area. Cool. Like you can hear, like for example, in the recreational area, you can hear like some music playing and some little, like very very hard to hear, but you can hear like some clanking of some sounds and things like that, like some voices, that kind of thing.
So Zuntir, we're kind of we're warming up now.
Mm.
And yeah, so the residents, they're just going to be regular miners and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you already looked at the camera feed, right? So you know that there's people there. You know that there's miners who are off duty, and they're gathered in various, some are in the barracks. And
I really care for them.
How many miners would there be?
You didn't really have time to count them all, but you can see like most of them are in the barracks area. There's quite a few people there. There's only a few people in the kind of cantina area. Just like one table has some people sitting there. And then there's the staff barracks just has like a small group of people.
Cool. Yeah, should we head straight into the elevator?
We're on top of the elevator?
Okay, yeah, on top. We can ride the top. We can ride the elevator, Stuart. So we push
Wow, second time today.
press the button for the
Terminal head.
elevator.
Armless terminal head guy.
I was going to maybe take him to the infirmary to raid some supplies. But yeah, let's crack on. So yeah, I press the little button, arrow down. Going down.
Okay, so you're just going to go straight down the lift, and so you can see again. You already know this from the schematics. Is next to the lift controls. You can see like it says level 1 administration, level 2, Jedi Temple, level 3, and it says a mining complex. So do you want to go straight down to level 3?
I think so. We've only got an hour left. We've got 3 standard hours to complete this mission.
Okay.
Okay.
But cut off what we can.
Yeah, I guess like we can. One of our things was to destroy the temple as well, wasn't it?
So
okay,
far, you've only placed one charge, one detonator. That's on the
Should
side.
we leave them in the temple too? Should we just leave them all in the temple?
I was thinking either we can if we put charges under the temple, maybe we can collapse for a floor sort of thing, collapse for level.
Yeah.
It's maybe,
Depends on
isn't
how
it?
deep it is. Does it say in the schematics how far down under it is? Because mines are typically really far into the ground.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, there's different approaches you can take. You can concentrate a lot of charges in certain sections, and hopefully that will cause a collapse. Or you can try to find some, you could try to find some generators, for example, and you could attach detonators to generators and try to create a larger explosion. There's different things you can do.
Sorry, I was saying we should not risk anything here. We should destroy the Jedi Temple, which is what we want to destroy. We don't really care about the miners like they're nobodies to us. You want to destroy your enemy, not his people. So
yeah, basically your priorities are to get the crystals first. That's the core of your mission. And secondary is to send a message of fear. And that's what the idea of destroying the temple and destroying the mines cuts off any other crystals from being mined in the future, right? So you guys would basically have the best crystals, and there wouldn't be any other crystals.
Where are the crystals we need to grab? We only have an hour.
They would be in the mining section, mining complex.
Just kidding then. I thought they were in the temple.
From Zuntir's sort of past experience, looking at those the Cantina and the sort of personnel section, how confident would he be in wiping those guys out pretty quickly?
Well, I mean, they're just miners. They're not even guards, right?
Yeah.
So, and you guys are trained warriors.
Yeah. So like, you wouldn't really think this is going to be
them pretty fast.
This is going to be a bit of a warm up, because Zintir's sort of thinking, well, if we're going to put charges somewhere to try and collapse the floor, maybe the best person to ask would be a miner, surely.
Offer him his freedom to let him go.
Maybe some of these guys can assist us with our work today.
If they have slaves down there, they will gladly sell out their masters.
So he kind of just pats Mr. TV Head on the top of the box. He's like, wait here for us, friend, and starts striding down the corridor towards the mess.
Okay, so you want to go to the residential area?
Yeah.
So you know already from your schematics that you're not going to go through the door yet, but I'll just tell you what's there. So you can see like there's the kind of, at the far end is a cantina area where people can eat and drink and socialize. And then there's kind of just a recreational area where people just sit around. And then there's the 2 wings that kind of basically like north and south or left and right when you go in the room. And that's to the left would be the miner barracks, and to the right would be the staff. People who are just, they're not working in the mines, but they're working for the facility itself.
Cool. Zintir would just like to try and use his force thing again.
Okay.
Yay!
Nice.
Okay, so he does that, and he becomes Steve again.
Nice. Steve the guard.
Yeah, Steve the guard. and then like just open the main room and sort of walk in, and again he's just gonna like raise his hand to his ear, and he's just like, "Engineer, head engineer. Is anyone seeing the head engineer in here?"
And you see like at the far back in the cantina area where there's like music playing, and there's guys they've got some bottles of alcohol at the table, and they're just playing some cards, and they look up and they're like, head engineer. We don't have any engineers here.
Don't have any engineers?
We're just miners.
Okay. So Steve
But
kind of
you want something fixed? You go talk to the repair droids.
Okay.
Come on, Steve.
Steve.
You can try down in the workshop.
So yeah, he's just kind of standing there. He's just like, "Oh fuck it," but he just goes zoom, and he starts fucking like slashing into everyone near him. So he's gonna like lash out at abandon with anyone who's sort of within range.
Okay, so you're gonna rush the table?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it. So you're gonna rush the table, and they see your Steve the guard all of a sudden whips out a crimson lightsaber, and starts rushing at them, and because
Really
it takes you, yeah, I mean it takes you like basically a round to get to them, to engage them, so they have a chance to react when they see you coming, and they just stand up like what the, and you know they don't think you're like, some of them just are still just standing there and waiting to react. But two of them actually reach down for some like tools that they have, like some wrench or something like that, and they're not ready to like attack you, but they're just really unsure what's going on, and it looks like they'll defend themselves if they have to. So and at that point you can engage them. What are Sharish and Sirex doing?
What kind of door is it?
To go through? Just a basic sliding door.
Okay.
It leads to a large area, recreational area. So the first part is just like kind of like sofas, tables, that kind of thing, and then the back part is the cantina where people can drink, eat, play cards, whatever.
I feel like we don't have time for this. Derek looks annoyed with what's his face.
Zintir's killing spree.
She walks away.
Okay. Okay. So you're gonna walk back to the lift?
Yes, and I'm gonna throw one of the explosives down it. See how far it takes it to make a sound while they're doing that.
Well, I mean, it's like think of it like almost like a turbo lift kind of thing, where it's just like this. The door's open, and it's like any kind of elevator where there's a box, right?
Yeah. Around the lift, so like
yeah,
there's
so
like
an industrial elevator basically, but Star Wars version.
So there should be like a hole somewhere so I can see down almost. In the industrial ones,
I mean, not much. Like when you go into any elevator, you know, there's a gap, but I mean, it's not much. It's just like a line of black darkness there. You can't really see down too much.
Okay, so they're not. So it's more like a hotel one than a mining one, because mining ones are typically like much older and rackety and have a lot more space between things.
Oh yeah, this is a newer facility though. It's been constructed within the last 10-15 years, so like it's a pretty stable. It's a strong elevator because it's the central transportation hub, and they use it to bring up the crystals and things like that. So it's pretty strong.
Well, I'll just be checking that out while they do their thing.
Okay, Sharish, what are you gonna do when Zintia rushes the cantina?
Well, you know, I'm here on a mission, but one of my emotional weakness is bloodlust. So if I can smell a bit of a fight about to go down, it's like fire up the lightsaber and charging after Zentia.
Okay, when they see the raging albino Wookiee coming in with the blood and gore all over his mouth fur, and you know, he's got his own crimson lightsaber. The other two guys are definitely whipping out their wrenches too, and these guys are going to defend themselves. So let's go to initiative. So you roll your cool because you guys attacked them, and they're going to roll vigilance. Yeah, these guys are just minors.
So is it 1 purple, 2 purple?
No difficulty.
Okay.
Just the roll.
Oh, it's a success and an advantage.
Yeah, just advantages.
Okay. And these guys are... Okay. 2 success. Okay, so Zintir got advantages, and Shrish got 1 success. Okay, so it's going to be basically minors, and then PC, PC. Okay, so you guys are rushing at them, but they get their chance to react. So they're going to attack you as a group. They're going to defend themselves as a group. And they're going to use their tools. They're going to attack with this standard difficulty. Okay, so as you rush in, 2 of them are swinging at Zuntir, who's coming in first, but he's rushing them, he's moving too fast, and they're surprised, and they totally miss swinging their wrenches, which aren't very good weapons to begin with.
Okay, I forgot to roll my blue dice. Shall I do that separately, or do you want a full re-roll? Because there's multiple opponents, it's passive, so I get a bonus to a lightsaber when I'm engaging with multiple opponents.
Are you coming in at the same time as because Zintir went in first?
Yeah, no, I'll be behind him. But I've already rolled that was initiative, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's not an actual.
Oh, okay, awesome. Yeah, sorry.
So you can do that though when you attack them next turn. So we'll get one round where Zintir rushes in. They've reacted now, and then so now it's back to Zintir, and then we'll go to the standard order.
So Zintir is that just a standard attack?
Yep, standard difficulty.
Okay, so just get an advantage on that one.
Okay, so you swing your lightsaber, and these guys you miss them, but there's an advantage. So what do you want to do with that advantage?
So yeah, I'll pass that over. I'll sort of swing, they're ducking out the way, but then they're just leaving themselves exposed to Shurish, who's charging in behind.
Sure. Okay. So let's say like you rush in, and they're moving out of the way, and that just basically, they turn their back to Shurish, who's coming in. So go back up, and so they get another chance. This is the standard order now, not the surprise round. So Shurish is part of this order, so it'll be the minors again, and they're going to take another swing at Zintir. So they missed, they failed. So totally they failed to hit you. But they got 2 advantages. So we're going to say that they're swinging at you, and you stumble back, and you fall into one of the tables, and you're prone. And now it's PC slot, so it can be either of you, whoever wants to use it.
Well, I guess I've just fallen. I've taken a swing.
You're closer to him, Dave, because I'm about to leap in behind you. So if you're actually in with them, I suggest you go first, and then I'll.
What's the disadvantage of being prone?
Basically, in terms of a melee sense, because that's what these guys are using, is they're going to get a boost die to hit you.
Okay.
Yep.
So I guess I'll just. You can use a maneuver to stand up.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll just do that, and then again, just take a slash at the nearest guy.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it's a 2 hit.
Yeah. So what's your base damage?
6.
6. So you get 6 plus 1, so it's 7 damage on these guys.
And what's the name? Breach gets rid of any of their soak as well. Is that just frozen?
No, you're good.
It's dead frozen.
Oh. Was he just very still?
He's waiting. Come and join the party, Cecily.
Oh. He's lost. Oh.
Throwing bombs down the elevator now.
Well, I figured it would take us just a few minutes to kill him, but we only have an hour, so...
Yeah, I thought it was going to be pretty quick.
Maybe Sirius can go start other things, get them ready while...
Yeah, I did think these would be kind of harmless guys that would just melt And
Yeah,
within a matter of 2 minutes, the room would be dead.
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be like minion popping, but yeah, I'm sure they'll drop pretty fast.
Hopefully.
Yeah, I guess actually I could have just, with hindsight.
Who's gonna be like,
Yeah, with hindsight, I could have just walked out of the room afterwards, but I just lost his shit.
Dave, any spare advantages given to me because I can activate the Sarlacc sweep, which means I hit additional opponents. So
Oh,
just
that's good.
bam.
that'll be good.
Yeah, basically take these guys out quick. Okay, so when Dev comes back to say we're done, mate, we killed them all, we all just roll like triumphs. And like, we just the whole room died, and in the time he's been away, explosives have been set. We've butchered all the Jedi's in the temple, and yeah.
That's what I was wondering. If we set the explosives in the lift, if we put all of them in the lift, would that destroy enough from the bottom? Then it gives us time to run out and detonate?
Yeah, no, I will sort of try and ask one of the miners after to sort
That's
of see.
what, yeah, if we keep one alive, because that's the thing, we could ask him, like, okay, you know, torture him into telling us where the place is weakest.
Right.
And it would have been alright if Dave hadn't gone and said, where's your engineers at, lads?
Well, I'd assume that, you know, it'd be the...
Yeah, you're right, it wouldn't be just a regular miner dude, you'd want the head honcho, wouldn't you? But
Yeah, whoever's the guy who sort of knows, yeah, you know, but not over...
Yeah, I guess just keep one of them alive. But again, we have to be careful about time. I don't know what happens if our time runs out, but I feel like it's going to happen.
yeah.
If my time runs out, I've got to get up.
Sorry, Dave, it's only 20 past 12, mate, you're fine.
Hey, what time do you, Nace? That's what... You like... Oh, it's like 9 in the morning for you.
It's like 10:21 a.m., yeah.
Ah, you still got all of Sunday to enjoy as well.
Nice.
Finish grading papers!
Hey.
No.
I got diaries coming tomorrow. So, what do you reckon? So, like, I think, like, yeah, if we can sort of bypass the temple for now, get down to the crystal thing, harvest that.
Mm-hmm.
And,
Get the crystals we need, plant explosives down there.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm pretty sure the escape tunnel will be out of the mine, won't it? We need to fit, because on the big map, it's got the escape tunnel behind this place. So it's a case of what floor is the escape tunnel on? Because obviously, you know, we should be pointless going down, coming back up only to go down again. Is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I'm assuming the escape tunnel is going to be from the mine, so isn't it?
That's what I'm thinking. So maybe we should like. But my only concern is we're going to go in the Jedi Temple and there's going to be like a bunch of badass temple dudes.
Yeah, that's what I was
Jedi
kind of like.
Which is what I'm worried about.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of up for dropping the floor more than visiting the temple.
Oh mate, you blue screened.
Yeah, that's what I was just reading.
Yeah, I just did you try turning it off? Oh my god, again. Bossy. Troll. Poor Dev. Oh well. Well, that's good because it gives us
And
a
then in
moment.
the morality issue, so for example, if my morality strength and weakness, what do they do other than narrative-wise? Like, do they add anything to our points, or are they just pure narrative for character?
Maybe narrative. Go on, Dave,
I
sorry.
think they affect something with your dark side later on.
Oh, okay.
Like,
That's the thing. I noticed, like my one is the only reason I kind of joined it because I was all about getting the mission done, but I looked at my character sheet and it's like, you know, weakness, bloodlust, and it's like if Dave's gone fighting, man, I'm not gonna go. Better go set these charges. It's like, roar! It's a rumble. You know, I'm a bit of an angry dude. That's my strength, is my anger.
A bit of an animal.
Pretty much.
Well, I guess cruelty, so that's why I'm trying to make her more torture-y than just...
Yeah, I like it. Say you're a sadist. The pair of you are sadists.
Yeah, I'm okay with
Dave,
that.
like,
You know,
little,
just-
kind of, little yeah, that was pretty grim. And then your one as well, just slowly cutting his arm off. I just thought it'd be good as a Wookiee to, like, literally just grab something heavy nearby and just planted on the guy's head.
Yeah, definitely.
Good visual.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I'm a Wookiee. Lightsabers are cool and that, but sometimes you just gotta ram a TV over a fella's head. I imagine there were like little sparks coming out the bottom of it. Bzz, 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 where his head used to be. Yeah, he was literally. I thought it looked